This is truly the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this program. I pray, God, that people that are listening and that are logged on, God, that they will receive a word from you. I thank you for an uplifting, inspiring, encouraging program on today. And I just thank you for it in Jesus' name. I'm Cheryl Boggs, and you're listening to Resting in His Word. I'm so glad that you've joined me today. So go ahead, call, text, or email a friend. Let them know that Resting in His Word is on the air, and they'll be so glad that you did.
Yes, yes, yes. I could sing of the love of the Lord forever. The Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations. It's a beautiful day here in the Dallas, Texas, and surrounding areas. We are blessed to be alive. It's blessed to be above ground. God is so good. So let me see what else I need to tell you. Hey, I'm Evangelist Cheryl Boggs. We are here. I'm here at a new time, 6 o'clock instead of 5. Okay. Y'all gonna come at 6 instead of 5? I'd appreciate that. Well, it's another beautiful day. I'm thankful to the Lord for all of his goodness, his mercy, his loving kindness. And I've got a great show for you today. In just a little bit, I've got, well, maybe I'll do this first. I want to talk to my engineer. Let's see if we can't get him back in here. Uh, Angelo, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing, Cheryl?
Good. So if I put out, it'll just be my picture, not yours up, because you don't have your camera on, do you?
No, no, yeah, the camera's being used.
Okay. I just wanted you to take. This is Angelo Martinez. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Angelo, tell us a little bit about your experience here at Fishbowl Studios. And, we want to invite people to be a part. Hey, if you want to have your own podcast or your own show here on Fishbowl, talk to us about your experience here at Fishbowl.
Absolutely. Well, my experience here at Fishbowl, as you know, is a very unique one. I happen to be the son of Sammy G, the one
Woo
who
woo.
started this and pioneered all of this, and I have been along by her side to help her. My entry to it was through the production aspect of it, through helping her set up and record the production area of Fishbowl so that the host could have commercials. In the very beginning, it was all audio. This was before we were doing anything video, so
Right.
I helped a lot with just the audio elements that the different shows needed, whether it was sound effects or commercials for potential advertisers that they were bringing in, or for the promos for their shows, along with helping out with studio maintenance and putting together the mixer boards and the microphones and the computers and getting all that stuff up and running. A lot of the technical aspects. So that's what I've strictly been working in here at Fishbowl for the past going on, yeah, 15 years, I think 15, 16 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And we
here,
have an international audience, don't we?
absolutely, yeah, because we are internet based, we are able to gather listeners from all over the world, at least anywhere where you have an internet connection and have access to fbrn.us.
Awesome. Awesome. And so he is the son of Sammy G, the owner and founder. Shout out to Sammy G. Whoop, whoop. No.
Absolutely. Shout out to mom.
So if someone wants to have a show like mine,
Hmm.
either an hour or 2 hours, how can they do that? What's the steps?
Well, first, I will say it's going to take a lot of work to have a show like the award winning show of the year, the Cheryl Boggs show. So I'd say you got your work cut out for you if you're trying to have a show like this one. But if you're just trying to have a show of your own, yeah, you can give us a call up here at 817-832-0081, or you can email us at info@fishbowlradio.com. You can send over some ideas of kind of what you've been thinking about as far as content for your show, name for your show. Just start a conversation with us and we can set up a meeting, whether it be over the phone or in person if you're in the local DFW area. But even if you're not, you still are able to have a show on the network through avenues like StreamYard, as well as Riverside. There's a few other ones that some of our hosts use that are not actually on site at the studio. But we would love for you to come up to the studio and check out the facilities and, sit down, maybe get interviewed, talk about your story, because everybody does have a story. And
Right,
sometimes it
right.
just takes that first initial studio interaction to kind of get comfortable with having a platform to talk about the things that you would like to talk about.
Awesome. And it's a tremendous opportunity. And when you call, give us the number again.
817-832-0081 or email at info@fishbowlradio.com.
And tell them you heard it here on the Cheryl Boggs Show.
Definitely.
And, that'll give you a little bit more creek knowledge.
Yeah.
Just,
We'd be like, oh, okay. So yeah, someone who knows what they're talking about. All right.
yeah, tell them, say, hey, Cheryl sent you. And I'm just so excited because Angelo has been such a blessing down through the years. I believe I'm going on 12 years with the station, and he has been such a blessing. Him and Chance and Chad, and gosh, I go back so far. Gary, and I mean, if
Gary,
I start trying to
Carlos, and Jamie, and
Carlos.
know, man, I mean, yeah, there's been so many people that have helped keep Fishbowl up and running and to help out with all kinds of technical aspects in different areas, social media,
Hmm.
photography, I mean, all kinds of stuff, as well as the hosts. You've been a blessing to us as well. And the story about um how we discovered Miss Cheryl Boggs, the talented Miss Cheryl Boggs, is a unique one too. If you don't know, no, I'm sure everybody who's listening definitely knows, but you are an amazing artist and you have continued to bless us not only with your presence but with your praise and your beautiful music that, I mean, is yeah, I have a pleasure listening to it. It's awesome. I love what you do, and I love a good powerful voice. I'm a big fan of collecting music. I collect like vinyl records. I go way back and I like listening
Oh,
to you know older music. I'm a huge fan of the blues, but I've recently discovered a very niche kind of version of the blues, and that's gospel. Like a lot of that older gospel music from
yeah.
from back then, like the Staple Singers and Dorothy Love Coates and the Gospel Harmonettes, and
Oh
just like,
my.
yeah, like a lot of those powerful voices. So I love specifically I something about a woman's voice is just like, oh, it's just amazing. So I love you and everything that you do musically, because it's what I love. I love music so much, and the art that you create is beautiful. I love it. I admire you.
Oh. Oh, well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. And for those that don't know, you can all go to YouTube and listen and stream my music there. And I also have a couple of music videos, Get Up and Tumble, and then some older music as well.
You're on Apple
Well,
Music too, because I got you. That's how I listen to you, is on Apple Music.
that's right, on Apple Music. What's that other one?
Spotify.
iTunes and Spotify. Yeah, we're all everywhere, everywhere. So that is so awesome. So don't forget, if you want to have your own show on Fishbowl Studios, you don't have to. I hear somebody saying, I don't know how, no technical stuff. I don't know how to do it. That's why I have Angelo. He is an awesome, 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 awesome engineer. He has helped me from the beginning.
Yep.
And Him and the other engineers will be happy to engineer your show and to make sure you sound good, make sure you look good, all of that. Okay. So, one more time, 817, what's the number?
817-832-0081 or email us at info@fishbowlradio.com.
And there you have it. Thank you so much, Angelo.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Cheryl.
All right. Have a good day. All right. Well, I'm Evangelist Cheryl Boggs. You're listening to the Cheryl Boggs Show, Resting in His Word, heard here live starting at 6 p.m. right here on Fishbowl Studios. Well, don't go anywhere because after this short break, I'll be right back.
Sweet girl with a lot of friends, smiles big, but it's all pretend. If only they could see inside all the pain right behind her eyes. Dad left and mom doesn't know. A little angel still trying to cope. Lost faith in what the future holds, yet there still is hope. You gotta get up. You've been knocked down, but the fight's not over yet. You gotta get up. Don't be burdened by thoughts of regret. You gotta get up. I know you're tired, come too far to give up now. You gotta get up. You gotta get up. Congregation stood on their feet, celebrating the message preached, not knowing all the tears he cried, while fighting thoughts of suicide, depression, anxiety, facing battles we cannot see, feeling defeated. He can't believe that he can still be free. Yes, you can still be free. You gotta get up. You've been knocked down, but the fight's not over yet. You gotta get up. Don't be burdened by thoughts of regret. You gotta get up. I know you're tired, come too far to give up now. You gotta get up. You gotta get up. Remember who you are, still a shining star. You've endured all the pain and the shame that was rendered to get back on your feet and claim the victory. Maybe down but not out, so don't you surrender. You gotta get up. God will see you through it. You gotta get up. I know that He will do it. You gotta get up. God will see you through it. You gotta get up. I know that He will do it. God will see you through it.
Oh, yes, He will see you through it. Yes, 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 yes. God will see you through it. No matter what's going on, God is going to see you through it. You got to get up. You got to stay in the race. I'm Evangelist Cheryl Boggs. You're listening to the Cheryl Boggs Show, Resting in His Word. And today I want to talk to you about progress. And you may say, that's a strange topic, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard in my spirit. I heard the word progress. And okay, I heard the word progress. And I was thinking, what does that really mean? And I got to thinking about how other people are running a race. Let's say we're all in the race and we're all running. And there are people that are going to be ahead of you. And then there are going to be some people that are beside you. And then there's some people that are going to be behind you. But I want to encourage you today to look at your own race, your own individual race, your own individual, let's see, path. When I was writing the song Get Up that you just heard, I was thinking about there's a part in there that says, um, you may have been knocked down, but the fight's not over yet. So don't be burdened by the thoughts of regret. Now, I know you're tired because I've been tired too. I know you're tired, but you've come too far to give up now. You got to get up. And maybe your books are not selling as quick as you want them to sell. Maybe your music is not moving and people aren't buying it or streaming it like you thought. And we all start out making music, writing books, or starting a business, and you're all excited. And then if things don't work out exactly the way we want them to work out, then we can get discouraged. We can get, well, God, did you even tell me to do that? And then it's easier. I could write the book. I got the t-shirt, the headband, and the ankle bracelet on saying, well, maybe that just wasn't, maybe I missed God. Maybe that just wasn't God. Because it's easier to say that than it is to plant your feet and stay in that race and stay looking at that dream, looking at that vision. It's easier to say, well, maybe it's just not supposed to happen. And, I gave it the old good try. And just maybe I'm just not maybe maybe this just isn't for me. That's the easy way. The hard way is to stay in there and say, okay, God, I believe you gave me this dream. God, I believe you gave me this book. I believe you gave me these songs. I believe you gave me this entrepreneurship. I believe that and I'm not going to just leave it laying on the floor. I'm not going to just let my dreams die. But that's something that we all have to get up every day and more than one time during the day to say we're not going to give up. Because it's easier to stay down sometimes. But I want you to get back up. And if you need that, you can go to see the video of Get Up on YouTube by Cheryl Boggs, or you can download it, stream it, and every time you feel like giving up, and there's another beautiful part in that song that says, "You may have been knocked down, but the fight's not over yet." Okay, we've all been knocked down. We've all thought we were going to be further than we are right now. There's very few people that say, "Ooh, I got everything I want." When I got the money, I got the house, I got the husband, I got the 2 kids and the dog, I got this, I got the swimming pool in the back. Very few people have that. Now I ain't knocking it because some people do. They have a lot, um, but you can't. The Bible also tells us to not to compare ourselves with someone else. So you can't compare someone else's life. So if you're single, but you're a successful entrepreneur, you're a successful businessman or woman, and you're like, well, my life is not like somebody else's, and or you may be the one that says, well, I haven't found the right person yet, but I've got a good job and I got a nice car. Instead of looking at what someone else has, I want you to look at the progress that you already have, what's already going on, what God is already doing in your life. And I'm almost 99.9% sure that there are more pros than there are cons, that there is more things going for you than against you. When people don't like me on my job, okay, does that stop anything that God has said that is going to do in your life? Well, every excuse that you have, every one that you're going to make up, every one of them, somebody else already had them. And I have a good friend of mine who always says, whenever I'm saying, well, man, I don't have this, or maybe I don't have that. And he always looks at me and goes, if I had your hand, I would just win. I would be winning. You have a winning hand. You just can't see it. So I'm saying to you, you have a winning hand. You may not be able to see it all right now, but a little progress is better than no progress. And if by chance you started moving toward a goal and moving toward a dream, um, maybe you got fired from a job, maybe you got laid off. At the end of the day, I just laugh because being laid off and fired and all that pretty much is the same. You don't have a job, okay? Whether they say, you're single with the little, you can check box single, divorced, widow, at the end of the day, um, it's just you. Whatever title they want to try to put on it, it's you. Whether you went to college and you got uh, some, you took some courses, you got some credits, blah, blah, blah. You graduated, still trying to find a job, whatever situation. That's why Paul said, whatever state that you find yourself in, to be content. He didn't say be content because he didn't want you to progress and didn't want you to move forward. He was saying be content at whatever state you find yourself in while you are moving toward where you want to be. The worst thing that any of us can do is to get so discouraged that we just stop, throw up our hands, and give up. The song I'm talking about said, get up. It didn't say give up, it said, get up. How many of you have lost something? How many of you have lost a job? How many of you have um, uh, lost in the stock market? I mean, we've all suffered some type of loss in relationships. Excuse me, maybe somebody walked away. Maybe the person you thought you were just going to spend the rest of your life with unexpectedly or got sick and passed away. Life happens. And as long as we are in this world, the Bible tells us that going to have tribulation. You're going to have some ups and some downs. You're going to have some times when you're on the mountain and everything is just so good and you're like, woo, woo, everything is wonderful. And then you have times when you're in the valley and nothing going right. Your kids acting crazy. The job is you're just not happy and 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 somebody told a lie on you and you lost your job, or you got your car repossessed and your house is foreclosed on, or I mean, we could all have a pity party. I could give something right now and invite y'all. We could get some potato chips and some punch and piece of cake. And those of you that can bake, I really want a chocolate on chocolate, really moist cake. I gotta go find one. I don't know. That was my favorite years ago. I just haven't had any lately. But you know, if that is chocolate on chocolate, love it. Well, I used to love it a lot. My point is get your favorite dessert, get your favorite ice cream, get you a pizza, whatever it is. And we can have a pity party. We can all swap stories about who left and who didn't love us. And why am I still single at 35 or 50? And how come I ain't found the right person? Or how come my husband divorced me? And how come my wife left? And how come this? And how come my children? How come? We could all sit down and have a pity party. Every one of us has something in our lives that we wish was different, has something in our lives that we wish were different. But the this when I heard this word in my spirit, it said progress. And I was like, what do you mean progress? And then I heard, is a little progress better than no progress? I said, yeah. Is moving forward in your lane and in your destiny and in your vision, is that success? Huh. Now think about it. So if you're, I'll use this as an example. If you are an artist, a singer, and you had dreams of winning Grammys and winning Stellars or winning Dove Awards and all this, and you hadn't even been nominated for a Grammy yet. You ain't been nominated for a Stellar Award yet or a Dove Award. Does that mean that your music does not is not touching the world? Or does it mean that it's just not good enough? Or could it mean that the people that you were supposed to reach and are reaching are the people you were supposed to reach and are reaching? Is it possible that you wrote your book and you were like, "Oh, I'm going to win a Pulitzer Prize. I'm going to I'm going to I'm going to be on the New York Times bestseller list. That's right. I'm going to be on the gospel." And there's always trends. So years ago, everybody wanted to be on, what was the name of that magazine? Charisma magazine. Okay. So then now magazines aren't as popular, or Gospel Today, or this, that, and the other. And things like, they're not as popular as they used to be. Um, and I don't even think, if they are still around, then they're definitely digital. But my point is that, are you going to give up on what God has placed inside of you to do because you didn't make it into these magazines, or you didn't make it into the New York best-selling author list yet? Well, if you stop, then no, you'll never do that. But if you keep going and someone comes up to you and says, your journal, your book, oh, your podcast, oh, your testimony blessed me at a time when I was really struggling, and I could that possibly be better than a statue? Could that possibly, if someone says to you, because you did what God called you to do, it changed my life. Hmm. It may not be a statue. It may not be an award. It may not be, you know, but does that make your life any less than what it is? Because that you didn't get that particular reward or award. And then someone over here is telling you changed their life because you were doing what God called you to do. But the progress is the moving forward. The progress is not comparing yourself to someone else. The progress is, even if it just moves an inch and you keep moving forward, progress. What are you looking at in your life right now that you think is just so bad? And you are just, I can't believe this is happening. What is it that you are so worried about today? And then think about what you were so worried about 6 months ago and you made it through. I'll wait. What are the things that we go through in our lives where we feel like it's the end? And I'll tell you something fun. I'll tell you something funny. It wasn't funny when it first started happening, but I laugh at it now because I was just like, okay, I had to learn that every opportunity is not my opportunity. So when I first started just looking, looking for a job and still looking for the right one, um, and and they would send you these, unfortunately, we are going in another direction, or we've already hired somebody else, and this and the other. And the first couple of ones, it would just hit me in the pit of my stomach. I'd be like, oh man, that is unbelievable. I've even had some that says so many nice things about me, about my life, my work, blah, blah, blah. And then then at the end they say, unfortunately, we've decided. And I'm laughing about it now because I was like, I had a choice, just like you. We got a choice in this thing, whether we're going to let this stop us or are we going to look at it and say, okay, God, I'm doing my part. I'm putting in the applications. I'm doing my part. I'm going back to school. I'm doing my part. I'm working on my relationships. I'm doing my part. I'm showing up to work on time, doing my work. I'm doing my part. So, what is it? Um, why did this door not open? And what do I need to do? What strategy do I need to do to get to that open door that you have already provided for me? I just need to walk into the right door. So the difference is going to God and saying, okay, evidently this was not my opportunity, but if it is, then they need to change their minds. But if it's not, then what is it that I was supposed to learn through this? What do I need to improve in? Instead of taking the attitude, oh, they done rejected me again. Oh, this feels so neglected and rejected. And I'm not applying for another job. I'm not going to give love a chance. Not another chance. I was heartbroken. They left me. And I just knew we was going to get married. I just knew we was going to get engaged. I just knew. And he went and married somebody else. She went and went on with some. I want you to look at life and look at it through God's eyes. And God looks at you and he looks at me and says, that's my child. And as they seek me first, all of these other things are going to be added. So as they pray and seek me, pray for my favor and my guidance, the right door is going to open for them at the right time. The scripture says that we're paraphrasing, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will do it. There is that level of trust that comes in to that. That is a blind faith, if I could say it like that. Because the Bible says that the just shall live by faith. And we're supposed to walk by faith and not by sight. But when you see nothing in front of you, nothing but obstacles, when you see no answers, when you are at the end and you've done everything that you could possibly do, Yet you still have to say, God, I trust you. I trust you when I can't trace you. I trust you when I don't understand it. I trust you with my heart broken. I trust you when all of these thoughts and confusion and chaos, but I still choose to trust you. That's when the Lord looks at you and says, that's my child. That's my child. That's my baby. And watch him open a door that was better than any door that you could have imagined. Any door. They often preach the message that says, God is not going to use anything that you lost. Hmm. I'm doing the Selah thing today. God is not going to use anything or anybody that left. And then they go on to say, like like Moses, what God said to Moses, what's in your hand? Let's look at what you have left. You can look even at, I think her name is Jennifer Hudson. Is it Hudson? Anyway, she was on American Idol years ago, and she got um, kicked off, or however they do, eliminated. That's a better word. And I heard a interview that she did, and they asked her how was she able to keep going, and she said, because I still had my voice. They may have eliminated me off of this, I guess you could, talent competition. She said, but I still have my voice. And then she goes on and stars in movies and starts recording. Uh, she has albums, and then she's won an award for Dream Girls, and she went. Now she got a talk show, and I wonder if she had of took their opinion or what America had thought at that moment, that she was not talented enough to move on to the next round. What if she'd have just stopped? I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. What if you just stop and don't fulfill what God has placed inside of you because someone rejected you, because something didn't turn out as successful as you thought? Somebody lied on you. Someone did uh, whatever. Someone told you that you weren't pretty enough, you weren't smart enough, you weren't good enough, you weren't something enough. And I think that, well, I know that has to be the reason why all of a sudden, you know, the last years or so, you're hearing people say you are enough because somebody told somebody somewhere that they weren't good enough. But the only person that can tell you that you're not good enough is you, because God thinks you're enough. Because if you're not, He wouldn't have created you. He wouldn't have given you the gifts and the talents that He gave you if it wasn't enough. Now, it may not be on someone else's level, but I want to encourage you tonight to not look at what somebody else has. Look at everything that God has given you and work what God has given you. We all have to. We all have to look at our lives and look at what God says about us and look at what gifts and talents that He has placed inside of us. I remember my first CD, which was actually called Resting in His Word, believe it or not. So if that's ever a trivia question, you've got that. Resting in His Word was my very first CD. project that I ever did. And everything was done in one take. I didn't have a whole bunch of instruments. I had one person, playing the keys, and and all of that, and I went into a studio and just sang it straight. So whichever way it came out, that's the way it came out because we didn't have a lot of time nor a lot of money. And so I made it, and I was like, okay. And so I let a well-known gospel artist hear it, and he said to me, it doesn't have any bells or whistles. And I was devastated. And I was just like, oh, oh, you know. And I'm laughing now, but it wasn't funny then. And I just felt I was so dejected. And then I get a call, and I'm talking. I guess, well, not I guess, the 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 children, they took a road trip, and their mother played my CD, the one without the bells and the whistles. She played it all the way to wherever they were traveling to, and it was giving her life because every single song on my first CD was all scripture based. I mean, it was the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in and they are safe. A mighty fortress is our God, you know. And joy comes in the morning. Joy comes in the morning. I mean, every single one of them. And technically, the Psalm 91, um, the very first version was He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow. So it didn't have bells and whistles, but your spirit, when you're listening to the and the words and the music, there was so much deliverance in it. There weren't any bells, it wasn't anything fancy, and I didn't riff and run and do all of that. And then I had another person come to me and say, I was ready to commit suicide. And it was your CD, Resting in His Word, that gave me the strength that I needed to not commit suicide, but to continue on living and believing that things are going to get better. Now, I say to you, that was better than a Grammy. That was better than any Dove Award, Stellar Award, or any other award or award. The reward was God saved a life. The reward was they the children came to me and they were like, we're so sick of hearing your music. My mama played that song all the way. I think it was going to Arkansas or somewhere. She played the song all the way there. I thought, wow. So my progress back in the 90s was not, it didn't move up the charts. It was played on radio, on the radio station we had there. Um, I don't even think they had satellite radio back then. But anyway, my point is, I had to look at that as progress because I was doing what God called me to do. And no, it didn't have any bells and whistles. And then the next one, the next CD I did had nothing but bells and whistles. It was just a whole bunch, because when you're trying to make something, I'm trying to make a hit. I'm trying to make a, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. And God's like, why don't you give that to me and let me breathe on it? Why don't you give me that idea and let me breathe on it and let me get it to the people that need to hear it and need to see it and need. I was like, oh, so what I'm saying to you is, if you haven't got the Grammy Award, or at least be nominated for a Grammy or a Dove or whatever other award shows that they have. Maybe you're an actor or an actress, and maybe you want to be on Broadway. Maybe, whatever dreams that you have, don't give up on it. Keep moving forward. If you have to 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 get a little bit more education, a little bit more experience, a little bit more whatever, then do that. But don't ever give up on what God has called you to do, because it's not as popular, it's not as this as someone else. I'm learning every day that I have to run my race. God is not expecting me, to be I don't know, whoever, Whitney Houston, whoever your favorite artist. I don't even have no who's your I'm trying to think of somebody. God's not calling you to do that. He's calling you to work what he placed inside of you and moving toward what God says about you. If you are a technical person, if you running sound, if you are a volleyball player, if you are a tennis player. I was a really good volleyball player, by the way. Had all kind of trophies, you know. But I couldn't look at what someone else was doing. I had to run my own race. And I'll tell you a secret. I was horrible at basketball. I played basketball in was it middle school? In I think the 7th grade, because it's a real small town, and they just needed an extra person, and I was tall. And I mean, I wasn't 6 feet, but for the 7th grade, I was pretty tall, 7th. And they just needed an extra person on the squad. And I, to this day, don't think I can really do a layup. I can shoot from the foul line. I can do that. And but the layups, I would see, I would, I would dribble down, and here's the net, and my ball would go, and I would just laugh, and I'm going, y'all know I'm not good at this. But I was helping my little coach, same coach, my volleyball coach. I was helping her because like I said, I was a volleyball player. I was not a good basketball player. But was I going to I wasn't going to let her down. I mean, they needed an extra person. So I ran up and down the court, and gave the ball to somebody else that could shoot. But my point is that just because you're not good at everything, get in there and do the thing that you are good at. And if someone needs some help over here, like, I would never, ever, ever, ever volunteer to cook a whole Thanksgiving dinner. Ever. If I marry someone and their mother said, she said, I want that she is going to cook the Thanksgiving dinner, I'll be like, yes, whatever it is you want me to, I will help you buy the ingredients, but I will never think that I am a chef. I'm just not. But that make me bad? No, this means I'm smart enough to know I'm not cooking the whole Thanksgiving dinner. And I love my brothers because when we did have, I paid for the catering, and then they served me. I mean, it was like, but they, I'm kind of spoiled anyway. They serve me. People are just very nice to me. But my point is that just because I'm not good at something and someone else is good at it, I applaud them. I'd be like, do you need me to help you buy the turkey? Because God knows I am not going to try to cook no turkey, you know. And I laugh about that, but I'm okay with that. My mother, she's my mother, my mother was like, things come very easy for you. And she said, you just never really like cooking. I said, no, ma'am, I don't. I just, I mean, I can cook enough for me, but I'm not going to have no big dinner party where I cooked it. I will cater it, but I'm not, But that doesn't, you see what I'm saying? It's a horrible example. But the point is, is that just because someone else is better at something than you doesn't mean that you are not good. It just means you find the thing that you're good at and you do that. I've been trying, to maybe look at all these other different jobs and all this different stuff, and I'm like, maybe God wants you to work for yourself. Maybe you need to find out what entrepreneurship, what you're supposed to be doing. I was, oh, okay. Okay. So if y'all need life insurance, you call me. So I can sell you some life insurance, and have my own business. But the point to all of this simply is continue to move forward, whether it's a step, whether it's 2 steps, just don't go back. Move forward. Progress is progress. Whether you can shoot a layup or not, you can dribble the ball down the court and throw it to her name was Renee, who was a great shot. I could do that. I would throw her the ball. She would make the basket and we would win. Me, I'm not as tall, but I was a good setter. I could still block. And that's what got them, because they would never think that I could jump that high to block in volleyball, but I did on occasion. But my strength was a setter. I set the ball, and someone taller than me and stronger than me would spike the ball. Now, what if I said, I don't want to set the ball. I don't want to do that. I want to. No, because when we win, we all win. I was a great setter and a great bumper. I mean, I'm telling you. And I would set the ball. And then what if the person that was a spiker that would spike the ball said, I don't want to spike. I want to set. Everybody can't the Bible tells us everybody cannot, every joint supplies. The eye cannot say, I want to be the ear, and the ear cannot say, I want to be the mouth, and the knee or the foot cannot say, I want to be the hand. Everybody has their place. Every joint supplies. So I want you to look at your life. I want you to say, okay, I created the book. I created the journal. I created the song. I opened up my own business. I'm going to run my race. I'm going to keep progressing forward and be who God called me to be. Listen to this song. Yes, yes, yes. We put our hope and our trust in the Lord. Well, I'm Evangelist Cheryl Boggs, and you've been listening to the Cheryl Boggs Show, Resting in His Word, heard here live every Monday, starting at 6 Central, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Fishbowl Studios, as well as churchtalkmedia.net and fbrn.us. Well, I hope you have enjoyed the program today and just keep making progress. Take it one step at a time and you will reach your goal. Will you join me again next week? Same time, same station. I pray and hope that you will. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Be blessed.